Good morning, guys. I was actually about 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. Uh, Today is the 23rd, I believe. And I was actually up reading Matthew chapter 6 this morning. And I actually read the whole chapter, and I just thought I would share this with you guys. I'm actually going to read from the Message Bible version. So, for those of you out there who are, if you're following along and you're reading it, like, that's not Matthew 6. And like, it is Matthew 6, but it's Matthew 6 in the Message Bible version. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I know a lot of us right now are on high alert because of the coronavirus, and so we're a number of states uh, starting tomorrow, which is Tuesday, will be on a quote unquote lockdown, if you want to call it. And some of that lockdown is going to last probably for a couple months, possibly. When I say lockdown, of course, a lockdown of you can still go out and do things, but there's going to be a lot of businesses and things closed, so we won't have access to things we normally have access to. Grocery stores and gas stations and hospitals and stuff will be open, and a couple other things, but other than that, school's going to be closed for the next couple months, which is crazy. But maybe a little encouragement or a little framing of your mind would be a good idea to do on today before Tuesday gets here and things kind of go in a way we haven't experienced before as human beings on this earth in times past, or of course we can't say future because we haven't gotten there yet, but tomorrow will be that day. So just real quick, just if you want to read along with me, it's Matthew chapter 6. It's in the Message Bible version, so if you don't have a Message Bible, you can go on maybe Bible Gateway, and click on it, or if you have one, you can follow along. If not, you can just listen. All right, Matthew chapter 6. And it's got some of in the Message Bible, it has these little subtitles within the chapter, so I'm gonna read those too. All right, the world is not a stage. Be especially careful when you are trying to be good, so that you don't make a performance out of it. It might be good theater, but the God who made you won't be applauding. When you do something for someone else, don't call attention to yourself. You've seen them in action, I'm sure. Play actors, I call them. Treating prayer meeting and street corner like as a stage. Acting compassionate as long as someone is watching. Playing to the crowds. They get applause, true, but that's all they get. When you help someone out, don't think about how it looks. Just do it. Quietly and unobtrusively. That is the way of your God, who conceived you in love, working behind the scenes, helps you out. Pray with simplicity. And when you come before God, don't turn that into a theatrical theater or production either. All these people making a regular show out of their prayers, hoping for stardom. Do you think God sits in a box seat? Here's what I want you to do. Find a quiet, secluded place so you won't be tempted to role play before God. Just be there as simply and honestly as you can manage. The focus will shift from you to God, and you will begin to sense His grace. The world is full of so-called prayer warriors who are prayer ignorant. They're full of formulas and programs and advice, peddling techniques for getting what you want from God. Don't fall for that nonsense. This is your Father who you're dealing with, and He knows better than you what you need. With a God like this loving you, you can very simply pray like this. Our Father in heaven, reveal who you are. Set the world right. Do what's best. As above, so below. Keep us alive with 3 square meals. Keep us forgiven with you and forgiving others. keep us safe from ourselves and the devil. You're in charge. You can do anything you want. You're ablaze in beauty. Yes, yes, yes. In prayer, there is a connection between what God does and what you do. You can't keep forgiveness from God. For instance, without also forgiving others. If you refuse to do your part, you're cut yourself off from God's part. When you practice some appetite denying discipline to better concentrate on God, don't make a production out of it. It might turn you into a small time celebrity, but it won't make you a saint. If you go into training inwardly, act normally outwardly. Shampoo and comb your hair, brush your teeth, wash your face. God doesn't require attention getting devices. He won't overlook what you are doing. He'll reward you well. A life of God worship. Don't hoard treasure down here where it gets eaten by moths and corroded by rust, or worse, stolen by burglars. Stockpile treasure in heaven, where it's safe from moth and rust and burglars. It's obvious, isn't it? The place where your treasure is the place where most want to be and end up being. Your eyes are windows into your body. If you open your eyes wide in wonder and belief, your body fills up with light. If you live squinty-eyed in greed and in distrust, your body is a dank cellar. If you pull these blinds on your windows, what a dark life you will have. You can't worship two gods at once. Loving one God, you'll end up hating the other. Adoration, one feeds contempt for the other. You can't worship God and money both. If you decide for God, living a life of God worship, it follows that you don't fuss about what's on the table at meal times or whether the clothes in your closet are in fashion. There is far more to life than the food you put in your stomach, more to your outer appearance than the clothes you hang on your body. Look at the birds, free and unfettered, not tied down to a job description, careless in the care of God, and you count far more to Him than the birds. Has anyone by fussing in front of a mirror ever gotten taller by so much as an inch? All this time and money wasted on fashion. Do you think it makes that much difference? Instead of loving or looking at the fashions, walk out into the fields and look at the wildflowers. They never primp or shop, but you have never seen color or design quite like it. The 10 best dressed men and women in the country look shabby alongside them. If God gives such attention to the appearance of wildflowers, most of which are never ever seen, don't you think He'll attend to you, take pride in you, do His best for you? What I'm trying to do here is to get you to relax, to not be so preoccupied with getting, so you can respond to God's giving. People who don't know God, the way He works, fuss over these things. But you know both God and how He works. Steep your life in God reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all your everyday human concerns will be met. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. And don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. So that's Matthew chapter 6, the Message Bible version. So I just wanted to share that with you today. Like I said, we're living in times of uncertainty, but with God, all things are possible, and He will take care of us. So my thing is, if you don't know God today, if you haven't given your life to Christ, today would be a good day to do so. There's never a day where it's not a good day to do so. But just wanted to share that with you guys today, and have a great Monday, and make the best of your time. Most of us are at home, and if you have trouble finding things to do or whatnot, I would suggest going for a walk, going for a jog, keep yourself active. Find something productive to watch on TV if that's the case. Read a book. Um, the Bible is great to read. Read a good book. Read something that's uplifting, something that will lift your spirits. Do positive things to uplift your spirits. Do work some hobbies at home that you don't really do. If you knit, if you know, whatever. I can't think of any real hobbies that people may do at home, but being that I'm home a lot now because I'm not at my job, I'm in the studio way more than what I've been before. So I'm working here at home and making things happen. So uh, yeah. So be encouraged, be strengthened, and have a great Monday. Talk to you guys later.